Good afternoon and welcome to today's episode of Edward Magnus Vlogs. Hey, hang on, Oh, we're going with a new name, one that's more hip with the kids. Oh, okay. What is it? Oh, sure, yeah, that'll have way more play with the younger generation. Absolutely. Okay, got it. Well, welcome to today's episode of Ed Talks. So the first thing up today is nicknames. I was reading the letters of C.S. Lewis, and he had multiple names for multiple people. But one of my favorites that I've seen so far is he called his father Old Air Balloon. And then in history class, we're talking about Winston Churchill, and we're watching a little bit of Darkest Hour, the biopic about Churchill. And he and his wife had pet names for each other, Pig and Cat. That's pretty cute. And they would draw sometimes on their letters. They would sign their letters, Pig and Cat, and sometimes draw little drawings of that. I thought that's nice. That got me thinking about nicknames and how we have this need to rename things that we love. I think it's kind of cool. So if you have any cool nicknames or funny nicknames that you want to share in the comments, feel free to do so. Just keep it clean. Our student quote of the day was, I loved this one so much. So our internet at work was having some issues, and a student said, "It's probably just tired after a long day." Yeah, the internet probably does get tired. It probably does. I mean, doing all that work for so many billions of people every day without a word of thanks. Thank you, Internet. Thank you. Hope you get some rest. We're going to conclude today by debating movies versus books. And what I mean by that is the movie version of a thing versus the book version. Now, generally speaking, I prefer the book over the movie. Almost every time. But there are a couple of exceptions, one of which in particular I wanted to discuss with you very briefly today. And that is The Man in the Iron Mask by Alexandre Dumas. So if you've never read that book or seen that film, the plot is essentially Louis XIV, who's this, self-obsessed despot, the Sun King, has this twin that he keeps hidden. He doesn't want to kill him, because he's royal blood or whatever. But he keeps him hidden and he masked so that no one recognizes him. And essentially, the Three Musketeers and their friend D'Artagnan, they discover this person's secret and try to install him on the throne in place of his brother. The movie version of The Man in the Iron Mask, I think personally, is much better than the book, primarily because of the way the book ends. If you have not read it, I won't spoil it here, but trust me, it's bad. The same author created one of the greatest examples of the book being better than the movie, in my mind, and that's The Count of Monte Cristo. The Count of Monte Cristo is an incredible book, perhaps one of the greatest works of fiction of its era. It's still a classic. It's incredible. But the movie is not great. Not great. Another rare example of the movie being better than the book is The Bourne Identity. I'm not trying to throw shade at Robert Ludlum, but man, I enjoyed that movie so much more than the book. I guess maybe it's because it just wasn't what I was expecting. They're very different. If you have any examples that I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments. So I am going to finish Better Call Saul this evening, and I'll let you know how it goes. Pretty sure some bad things are going to happen, but I don't know. If it's anything like the ending of Breaking Bad. Hope you guys have a good night,